Welcome to RCFE Deal Room. I'm Dale Corpus. If you're buying, selling, or investing in residential care facilities for the elderly in California, this channel is designed to help you make smarter decisions and avoid costly mistakes. If you watched some of our previous episodes, we've talked about valuation, negotiations, financing, and when the right time is to sell your RCFE. Today, I want to talk about something that many sellers overlook: the first 15 minutes of a buyer's tour. You may think that buyers spend most of the time looking at financial statements or asking about occupancy, and those things are certainly important. But long before buyers dive into the numbers, they're already forming opinions. They're noticing things. They're asking themselves, does this feel like a business that's been well cared for? The interesting part is, many of the things buyers notice have nothing to do with extensive renovations. They're often small details that communicate how the business has been operated over time. Today, I want to share 7 things buyers almost always notice during those first few minutes of touring an RCFE. Whether you're thinking about selling next year or 10 years from now, understanding what buyers see can help you prepare long before the property ever goes on the market. Let's get started. Number 1, curb appeal and first impressions. Before buyers ever walk through the door, they're already evaluating the property. They're noticing the landscaping, the exterior paint, the roof, the driveway, the fencing, the windows, the overall condition of the home. They're asking themselves, if the outside looks this well maintained, how well has the inside been cared for? The opposite is also true. Deferred maintenance on the exterior often causes buyers to wonder what other maintenance they can't see. You don't necessarily need a complete remodel, but presenting a clean, well-maintained property creates confidence from the very beginning. Number 2, cleanliness and odor. This is one of the fastest ways buyers form an opinion. They notice whether the home feels clean, fresh, comfortable, inviting, or whether it feels neglected. Odors don't automatically mean there's a problem, but strong odors can immediately raise questions about cleanliness, ventilation, maintenance, or overall operations. A buyer shouldn't be distracted by the environment. They should be focused on evaluating the business. A clean facility tells buyers that attention is being paid to the details. Number 3, the atmosphere inside the home. Here's something that's difficult to measure, but impossible to ignore. The overall feeling inside the RCFE. Does it feel calm, warm, respectful, professional? Do residents appear comfortable? Are caregivers interacting positively with residents? Does the environment feel organized, or does everything feel rushed and chaotic? Buyers understand that every day won't be perfect, but they also understand when a business has developed a positive culture. That atmosphere becomes part of the value they're evaluating. Number 4, the staff. One of the biggest assets an RCFE can have is an experienced, stable team. During a tour, buyers naturally observe the staff. Do employees appear engaged, professional, friendly? Do they seem to know the residents? Are they working together? They're not trying to judge people. They're trying to understand whether the business depends entirely on the owner or whether a strong team is already in place. Great employees create tremendous value, and buyers know replacing an entire staff after closing can be one of the biggest challenges they'll face. Number 5, organization. Buyers notice organization everywhere. Not just in the office, through the entire business. Are files organized? Are policies easy to locate? Does the home appear well managed? Is equipment stored properly? Do daily operations appear consistent? Organization creates confidence. Disorganization creates questions. Remember, buyers aren't only evaluating what they can see today, they're imagining what it would look like to own the business tomorrow. Number 6, deferred maintenance. Every property has maintenance items. That's normal. Buyers don't expect perfection. What they pay attention to is whether maintenance has been consistently addressed. Small repairs, paint, lighting, flooring, doors, fixtures, landscaping, safety items. If buyers begin noticing several small issues, they'll naturally wonder what larger issues may exist behind the scenes. Taking care of small maintenance items before going to market often creates a much stronger overall impression. Number 7, Whether the business feels transferable. This is probably the biggest thing sophisticated buyers evaluate. They'll ask themselves, if the owner steps away, will this business continue operating successfully? Does the staff know their responsibilities? Are systems documented? Does the operation appear organized, or does everything seem to revolve around one person? Businesses become more valuable when buyers believe they can successfully transition into ownership. The easier your business appears to transfer, the more attractive it often becomes. Here's a bonus for you, and here's something many owners don't realize. Buyers also pay attention to the owner's competence. Do you answer questions openly? Can you explain your numbers? Do you understand your business? Can you discuss both strengths and challenges honestly? No business is perfect. Experienced buyers know that. What builds confidence isn't pretending everything is flawless. It's demonstrating that you understand your business and have managed it thoughtfully. Authenticity creates credibility. And here's today's deal room tip. Before listing your RCFE, ask someone you trust to tour it as if they were a buyer. Tell them to write down every question that comes to mind during the first 15 minutes. Those first impressions often reveal opportunities you no longer notice because you've been around the business every day. Fresh eyes are incredibly valuable. If I could lead every RCFE owner with one piece of advice, it would be this. Don't prepare your RCFE only for the day you decide to sell. Operate it every day as though a buyer could walk through the front door tomorrow. Maintain the property, invest in your staff, keep your records organized, build strong systems. Take pride in the details because buyers don't simply purchase buildings. They purchase confidence, and confidence begins forming long before anyone reviews the financial statements. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's episode, it's this. Buyers begin evaluating your RCFE long before they discuss price. The first 15 minutes often shapes the rest of the conversation. A clean, organized, well-operated facility creates confidence, and confident buyers usually move through the buying process much more comfortably. Whether you're planning to sell next month or 5 years from now, the improvements you made today may strengthen your position tomorrow. If you're an RCFE owner in California and you'd like to have a confidential conversation about preparing your business for an eventual sale, I'd be happy to learn more about your goals and discuss what buyers are typically looking for. Even if you never work with me, I hope these videos help you make better decisions. That's why I created RCFE Deal Room. If you'd like additional educational resources for RCFE buyers, sellers, and investors, visit simplifyseniortransitions.com/RCFE. There you'll find educational videos, tools, and my free RCFE buyer's due diligence checklist. If you found today's episode helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe, and I'd love to hear from you. If you were touring an RCFE tomorrow, what's the very first thing you'd notice? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read every comment, and many future episodes are inspired by your questions. Next time, we'll switch back to the buyer side and answer another important question. Should you buy the business, the real estate, or both? Thanks so much for watching. I'm Corpus, and I'll see you next time here on RCFE Deal Room.